I've been playing Gotham Knights despite the bad reviews, and I'm having a blast. I'm 40 hours in, by choice, and I haven't even beat Chapter 2. I got a couple things to tell you about the game, because I don't find it that bad. Let's get into the game and talk about it. Alright, here we're at the Belfry. I'm using Batgirl, and Batgirl has been my main for now. But this character, one thing that I wanted to talk about, if you're expecting an Arkham game, this is not an Arkham game. So you have to first thing, you have to manage your expectation and know that this game is gonna be different, core combat and almost everything you go around. I wasn't expecting an Arkham game, and that's a good thing. I played through all four Arkham games prior to this. It's a good thing that it's a different take on something that you know. There's multiple characters in here, and let's face it, they're not Batman. They're Batman proteges, and they're trying to find themselves in this world. There's gonna be no spoilers, by the way, on here, so we're gonna just see regular gameplay, and it's only my take from the point of view of before the second chapter, right? Let's go into the four characters. We had Nightwing, Robin, Batgirl, and Red Hood. First thing that I would say people need to do is pick up your character, and don't forget to go in the Belfry. There's a training area that you can go select your training. You have multiple trainings that even when you do it with one, they're gonna be marked, but it's recommended for some of these training to go with the other characters and try to get practice on, especially the perfect debate and the time strikes, because this game heavily depends on it, right? And like I said before, this is not an Arkham game. If you want something like an Arkham game, Spider-Man Miles Morales is gonna be a better bet, or that it's gonna come soon on PC, or the last year's Spider-Man 2. They're all both out. The first Spider-Man is out on PC. Miles Morales is coming in a week, and you'll be have that, and that's more of an Arkham game than this, right? The style, the storytelling, how everything introduced, it's more than this. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Spider-Man is more of an Arkham game than this. I can tell you the same thing happened to me. I played Ghost of Tsushima first, and I didn't like it. I was expecting an Arkham game on story and the way everything thing, and the game wasn't that. It was more of a samurai novel, which it was what I didn't want it. I wanted to go all stealth because I thought it was a samurai becoming Batman, but it wasn't. So I didn't have the experience. But after I tempered my expectations and learned what it was, that became a lot easier to swallow of a pill, and I understood what the game wanted to bring me. Probably will visit that on another time. But the same goes with this. This works more like the Avengers, and lucky for us, it's not riddled with the microtransactions that the Avengers was, right? I believe that might be corrected. Another thing, secondly, I wanted to talk about when you get your character, you should prepare, because all your characters level up at once. There might be things that are not said. Keep in mind, you have a workbench over here, and you have your loadout and crafting options right here. When you craft, depending on who you're using, your character is gonna get suits, melee, and weapons. But one thing that people might not know is that every time you craft one of these, there might be an equivalent that they get crafted for your other characters to be able to use when you're going on your first time out. You might not be able to craft with them because no resources or no templates, but there's an equivalent done for you for the character, right? When you switch characters, you are gonna have some of these on your inventory already, even though you cannot craft it. The same with the weapons, the same with the ranged weapon. At any point, at any time you have the AP points, you can spend them to get abilities in here. Initially you have 3 ability trees. For example, Batgirl, it's your bruiser character. You have Justice, Greed, and Oracle. This is the thing that lets her mess with electronics a little bit more. And that's if you want to do that, you can use this for tools. Then there's this is more, the Greed is have survivability most of the time, and tankiness, right? Survivability and tankiness, which is pretty nice when you're playing the higher difficulties, right? And then you have the Justice. Justice include some move and beat down, and of course more abilities in crit and other stuff for more damage. Aside of that, you also have your gear. Eventually get some gear that you are available to put mods. Early on the game, you might not find too many of those, but later on the game, you might end up finding a lot more with up to 4 of them. I don't have any because I'm not there, right? For example, this one, I have 2 mods in. Because I was able to put mods, I got a lot more power than the level 18 weapon that I have, or the level 11 heroic, right? Because I have 2 mods, I was able to increase the power, deal like maybe a little bit less damage, or actually overall maybe a little bit less damage, but I have elemental build-up on it, so I can freeze and apply other stuff. But again, differences of the game itself. Don't forget to, for the first time that you go out, because your level is at 18, you might have points to use that you haven't used, and the same goes with all the suits that got given to you because you created something like similar on the other thing. Same goes with weapons, right? I have a level 12 weapon that seems pretty good. It has 2 spaces and I can use that. I have other, and since I play with him, I have an opportunity to craft one more at a higher level. Since I haven't played with him in a while, my highest one is up to 14. But if I go out right now, I will definitely get some things closer to the level that I have, right? A lot of people has been problems with the map and populating how the map works, right? So if you go to the back computer, I'm gonna zoom out, and we can see that I have a lot of things open. So I have another things open. There's a couple things that are good, and you can activate earlier on the game depending on where you go in the story. But if you follow these are premeditated crimes that populate because the activity you did on the last night. You get information and they populate over here. Some people only will have like 2 or 3 if they don't actually engage with the actual systems, which we're gonna talk about when we get to the map. I have 10 crimes premeditated. I got 9 pre-populated. I had it to the point that I can get 11 of them pre-populated, depending on how much time I spend on the map and the people that I collected information from. Right now we had 9, which is pretty close to what you need for knighthood. For knighthood, you need 10, and also you need, every character needs to do the training that I was talking about, the time strikes, to tell you how the game works, right? All right, let's go into the map. That way we can take a look at this. So for populating the game, for example, we're gonna pick up that. So this is how you populate. This is how you populate your crimes here. You go and you see normal crimes like these that are the random spawns, and you go scan your enemies. One of the enemies is gonna populate with a question mark, and the one with a question mark, it's gonna have some information. So you wanna leave those for the end and interrogate it, because that's how you get more crimes to populate eventually in here.
Thanks for saving me.
If you're confused about the combat here is you have to rely on the timing. If you don't follow or learn the time, it's gonna be hard, and you're gonna have a hard time trying to eliminate your enemies at harder difficulties. You can get up to 50%, grab them, and then it's gonna populate 3 instead of 2, and one of them is the interrogation. and that's how you get more clues for new crimes on the other ones. Another thing I like to do when I'm playing on this game is on the options. I change the parkour and evade buttons because I find that if I'm using a hero, that most combos are on X. It's easier for me to use X and A as a boy. All right, from time to time you will come into different places with crimes, right? When you do this, you can always scan the enemies to check if there's anyone that has information for additional crimes. That's how I get so many crimes to populate. Usually it's the one that is the most busy or the one, and usually you don't need to scan anymore. But the most you can, the most likely you're gonna get other stuff over here. As I was saying, the way you can populate the crimes is you follow those crimes that are happening that doesn't have anything. For example, that's a random crime, and the other ones with the triangle are a random crime. Let's go to the closest one. There is this one with 120. When you get to your random crime, before you engage, you can always go up and scan scan all the things until you find the one hostile or the one enemy with a question mark. They're gonna have information about new crimes happening, and you can use that to get some more crimes populated.
Something ain't right.
If you,
Better luck next time.
in this case, there are only two for the combat. If you kill them, it's not gonna give you anything, but you also get the normal. On these cases, it's usually the one that is easy, like cutting or anything, that have more information. Oh, as always, take your approach. I like the stealth, even though the stealth is not super convenient in here, but you can do it as you wish. I'll take both lookouts, and I take the last one with style, so this one gets noticed me. We have to get it under 50%, and then grab him. When we grab him, we have the opportunity to interrogate him. And as you can see with my animation out of place, we're interrogating them.
Here's what I know.
Much obliged.
The game has problems on that, but yeah, that's how you get information to populate the wreck crimes. Sometimes they will populate on the same night. Other times the predetermined crimes on the same night. Other times they're gonna be predetermined on the next night you get out. Getting as much of those that you can will net you more crimes on the long run, and best ways to plan your next night. If you need to grind those crimes, the best thing to do is to get out and get those. Even on the predetermined crimes, there is gonna be people that will have information, sometimes depending on the kind of crime, and you can go from there. All right, so I'm back at the Belfry. The Belfry have multiple entries. He had an entry through the bottom, right, where you can drive through. You can teleport to it by quick map in your map, and it has one of these sites having a Belfry. I try to maximize the things I can do, so when we get onto the Belfry, we can see other things. When I go to the Belfry, I should be, in theory, able to get the crime stopped. Let's go to Belfry and look. Uploading clues. There's 12 cases. When you go back and I thought it was cases, but I've 12 clues, and it just gets you. It decided to give me 9 to populate, but that's how you populate. And then you'll need 1 to 2 to populate these, right? Once I got 11, but right now I got about 9. The more clues you get, the more you can do other stuff. This is what I wanted to show you, how to populate these in terms of the game. So far, I find the game a ton of fun, and that's what I've been doing. I'm at level 20 because I'm just having fun with the game as it is. Now, combat, it's a little bit finicky. Finicky is not the correct word. It's just different than Arkham, right? These are combat. It has a strength, heavy, and light, right? Mapped to the same button. So you tap or hold, tap for light, hold for heavy, and then you combo into that. In addition, the other layer is making sure you hit your timings to do more damage. If you're like me and not able to do the timings, I suggest you play on medium. That way it's not as grindy, because if on hard, if you cannot hit your timings, they do feel that they have a ton of life for you to overcome. Also, gear will always help you to overcome all that, and every time you collect other stuff and you get more stuff, and you come to the worksense, you have, for example, on my night last night, I collected 16 of those, 19 melee and 25 range for the weapons, right? Look at this. I got enough equipment to do this, but technically, I mean, I don't need to do them if I don't, because so far the way I have my setup, it's not. But that's pretty good because we have 20 critical damage by themselves. Now we can check on here, and there's another one interesting that is this. This is a level 20. It's rare. One might just go ahead and craft that because it has 2 modules, and I can go ahead and change my modules to it. I can go ahead and change my modules to it. So that's the other one, crafting ready. The cryonic batarang in case I need to do elemental build-up on it. Yeah, it all depends on what you want for your actual needs, right? Depending on how you want to play, you can select the element you want. I definitely I like what they're trying to do. It's a little bit clunky sometimes because it does feel a little bit like Marvel Avengers. I don't know, because it's supposed to be generating the random loot, but they took all maybe the possibility of buying other stuff. I hope that I'm wrong. Everyone says that this was supposed to be a game as a service, but since they saw Marvel Avengers fail, they changed to this, and I'm okay with this type of game, even though if it looks a little bit grindy and other stuff. I'm okay with this type of game because like they're pretty soon they're gonna add the new multiplayer that it's just gonna be like a dungeon to repeat with up to 4 players, and it all depends how you want to do it, and that might be fun to do, right? Other than that, I'm pretty happy with my purchase. I'm gonna keep playing it on stream, of course, like on Twitch, and then when I hit New Game Plus, I'm gonna 3660 Ti, right? I'm running somewhat stable. It dips here and there. I understand, but I don't dislike how the game looks. It's just the world and the characters on how they work. I actually like roving a lot too, but I'm gonna continue with biker for now, and then I'll be changing from time to time to roving to do some specific challenges and everything. But we're gonna go ahead and continue playing the game. Let me know what do you think about this game? Because right now I love it. I love the experience I'm getting because I get to play with the other characters, right? And I understood, and as soon as I understood that this is not Arkham, it was a lot easier for me to get around of the quirks and how the game plays. Yes, you are always entitled to decide what you want with your money, but but if you want to try it, I suggest just wait for a sale. Wait for a sale, or maybe rent it, because there's some places like Gamefly might be able to rent if you have the PS5, and you'll be able to give it a fair chance and give it a shot on your own, right? I had an experience, but again, I'm willing to learn a little bit more on how this game works than just say it's not Arkham, I'm not liking it. I don't like it, right? I did that with one game, Ghost of Tsushima, and I stopped playing it because of that, because I wanted the stealth asset, and it always threw me into fight because honor and samurai. And you know what? That game is a lot better. Enjoy it when you are thinking, okay, this is what's gonna happen. I am gonna be like this samurai thing. Anyways, so I'm rambling, but thank you for watching. Visit the channel for more. Let me know if this is something that you like, and I'll keep doing more updates every week. That way we can take a look at what's going on with this and have some fun and be ready for this. If you're playing the game, let me know what's your grade. Let me know how you like it. If you're liking it, if you're not liking it. Of course, any tips that you have for the gameplay, leave it on the comments. They're always welcome. And with that said, I'm hoping that this game at least get picked up on with a lot of people, even on a sale on Black Friday, because it's not a bad game. It's just different. It does feel a little bit like Destiny and other stuff and grindy looter shooters on some parts, but it's just different. I actually like the package that it's resolving. I do wish there are other things that get nailed and updated while we are getting updates of the game. Hopefully the next mode that is coming is Heroic Assault. It's a lot better to enjoy, and then the 4-player multiplayer. I'm super excited about it, but I don't know about you. I'm always looking for multiplayer. Also, if you're on PC, hey, feel free to go drop by the stream, and we might be able to do some co-op. Anyways, I'm still rambling. Those are the 4 things I wanted to bring you out, at least from my experience. I hope everyone is enjoying the game as much as I am, and hopefully you get a better understanding of things that they're not seeing. Anyways, thank you for watching, and again, we'll see you next time. Peace out, Night Watch crew.